Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So I actually just noticed the comment from Starship here, the live chat. It says it was pushed back to tomorrow. Okay. And also Starship IFT-12 was delayed by a week. Yeah. So I agreed. Sorry, Starship, if I didn't answer your question there, but it's fine. It's okay. But regardless, mm, I regardless, hello everybody. We are going to start soon, and yeah, Starship did to tag such and this to the account. Yeah, I've already pushed it to today, and for this stream, and also for the Starship IFT-12, I also should have already done as well the same thing. I should have also already set it into, oh yeah, when Wednesday. Yeah, I think, yeah, I've also pushed that as well. So thank you, and thank you for the reminder. Okay, so anyways, we've been better to start right now. So let's just go, everybody. So hello everybody, and good morning from me from Sarawak, from Borneo. It's right now 6:12 20 a.m. here on 14 May 2026 on Thursday. So yeah, we are we are basically 8 hours ahead of the UTC, the Universal Time Coordinate. So it is what it is. So hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. Today we are going to watch the launch of the SpaceX's Falcon 9 Block 5 rocket that will carrying the CRS SpaceX 34. Yeah. So it's a little bit quite a while so far, and give me just a little bit of time. Sorry. Okay. So and yeah, sorry, I'm just a little bit coughing right now. Yeah, because lately, lately there's lots of some problem as well, uh, and I'm not 100% very healthy, but I'm still doing my best. So I'm doing this. Okay. Anyhow, and how do I say? Yeah, and we are going to watch the launch of it, where uh, where where it's going to for its journey to the ISS, to the International Space Station. So that's that. But before we actually even before we are going in with that kind of stuff, why not we just actually just try go look around here while we still have around 15 minutes or so for the launch. Might as well I'll give you here instead. Yeah. So this is it. Okay. But before that, let's go with this Spaceflight Now article here. Yeah. Yeah, because they have the weather scrub just for a day. Yeah, loaded over, if I remember, over 6,500 pounds, or around 2,948 point something like that, but almost 2,949 kilograms of science and supplies to the International Space Station. We are going to see that. Yeah, and this one will be lift off from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, located in Florida, US. Okay, from the Space Launch Complex 40, Slick 40, and the first stage booster by then should also landed back on to the landing zone 40, if I also remember correctly. Oh, 10% go for launch, but according to here, but I hope it's still proceeding to launch as well. I don't know if they still can do it, but let's see as well. Okay, yeah, it's going to be landed back to landing zone 40, um, where the first stage booster, the B1096, this will be the sixth flight, and also the same for the Cargo Dragon spacecraft here, specifically C209. This one also will be the sixth flight for this mission as well. Okay, and yeah, and looks like the 45th squadron so far looks like it says 10% go for launch, but let's see if they have some kind of luck here, because well, this is weather, is what it is. So yeah, and yeah, let me see again. So according to this spaceflight now, it says that it will take times around 50-hour period to dock with the International Space Station, but some other I also read that it will take around 38 hours to dock into the International Space Station. So I'm not 100% sure which one are correct, but we'll see if NASA will provide the correct time here, because there's some confusion as well. Okay, and yeah, for this mission as well. Yeah, pardon me. Okay, so for this mission as well, NASA astronaut Jack Halfway and also the ESA astronaut Sophie Adeno, they are going to be the one that's going to monitor and check the progress of the Cargo Dragon spacecraft docking and arrival as well. So we are going to see that soon as well, or a rendezvous, whatever you want to call it. And for this one as well, this is the NASA Spaceflight Forum articles here. So if you are very interested, you can not article, more like the forum article, something like that. Yeah, you can actually read this. The link has already been provided in the description if you want to read. Okay, so with that said, might as well we just go and look around for the most important section. Okay, still not here. Okay, let me see, because I think I can give you a little bit stuff here and there. Let me see. Yeah, so just give me slight time. I guess it's by here. Okay, so this is one of it. Should be okay. Let me see. Ooh. Okay, so should be okay here. Yeah, so looks like one of the students research, they are going to they are going to be in this mission as well. Okay, so for this they are going to be this one for part of the student spaceflight experiments program, mission 21 apparently. Okay, so the project that they are going to involve here will be to investigate the formation and properties of calcium alginate hydrogels. So they are going to understand how the removal of gravity will affect the structures used in critical medical and engineering applications. So basically, this is one of the missions as well. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so let's see what's next here. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, 6,500 pounds of cargo. Wait, because they continuously have to use mm, that kind of wording in imperial system, so it can be a little bit screwed up. Okay, so yeah, so they are going to carry about or over around 6,500 pounds of uh, cargo, or around 2,948.348, or around 335 if we actually round off that a little bit, kilograms there. 2,948.35 kilograms of science and science experiments and also cargo as well, and with the spare part as well, on boarding this mission. Okay, so yeah, so basically in the nutshell as well, they're going to ca- so it's going to be some experiments, and from here listed here would be to determine how well Earth-based simulators mimic microgravity conditions. A bond scaffold made from wood then that could produce new treatments for fragile bond conditions like osteoporosis, and also equipment to evaluate how red blood cells and the spleen change in space to protect future astronauts, and also going to study charged particles around the Earth that can impact power grids and satellites. That and that will be the investigation, and also an investigation that could provide a fundamental understanding of how planets form, and also an instrument designed to take highly accurate measurements of sunlight and reflected by Earth and the Moon, apparently. So, but again, they did not name it here, but okay, they did not name the payload. But in case you are very interested, let me pull it out here. It should be something. Should yeah, that mission in question is actually this one: Odyssey, Greenbone, Spark, CLARREO Pathfinder, and also Laplace. Oh yeah, Laplace, and as well would be another one. The story charged particle storm ring detector. So detector as well. So that's basically going to be it. Okay, and let me find here as well. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. So so let me just show you here. Okay, so this is how it looks like, the article. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit without disturbing the entire whole stuff. Okay, is it good? Okay, should be good as well. Ah, yeah, because sometimes I did not take account of this one. Okay, yeah, hello Starship, hello and welcome, and yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's okay. I've already answered your previous question about the live chat. In case you want to know, just refer back to the earlier stream. But no worries, though. I understood. But yeah, just to give you a little bit of heads up, I'm kinda not 100% sick, but kinda sick at this point. So please take this in mind. I'm so if you see why sometimes I'm a little bit distracted here and there. I can be a little bit slow. That's why. so so looks like they are going to test this mission. Okay, if you want to know, this is the what mission especially is this, if I remember. Wow. Okay, Okay, so this is a mission about. Okay, this one is about the autonomous ion mass spectrometer sentry AIMS. So yeah, this one is about where is it? Yeah, this is about about research about Earth magnetosphere, and also at the same time something. Yeah, this is more to the Earth magnetosphere, and about how our Earth actually interact with the sun. So they are going to study this as well, about the ionosphere, especially, with the hydrogen, with the positive particle charge about the hydrogen, helium, and also oxygen. So they are going to study about this one. This one will be attached, as part of the instrument onboarding the International Space Station. So we are going to see that soon, in case you want to know. Okay, I mean, you can read this as well. Just go to this forum, and then this will bring it here. Okay, so this is the instrumentation in a nutshell. Okay, if you are very interested, I mean, at this point, this kind of research really can be very, very highly useful as well, if especially if you want to know about the composition of certain planets, or even about stars, something like that. You can actually research this yourself about the spectroscopy. Yeah, but this is but sometimes if it returns, it can returns whatever elements is it, whatever elements based on the spike, but you can deduce it. But this day also there is some kind of machine learning techniques as well, so you can sort of like detect what is it, for you as well. Yeah, and I intentionally use the word of machine learning just to distinguish it with the current AI hype. I mean, I know lots of you are already tired about this, but that's why I'm using that kind of wording here. Okay, so yeah. Have you changed the launch date for your Starship IFT-12 stream? Yeah, I've already done it. You can actually look at the current timeline, on my stream. In case you want to know, I've already changed it. But if I don't yet, well, I don't know what I'm even doing yesterday. Then yeah. So please correct me if I didn't change the stream, but change the date stream. But if I do, yeah, it means I've already done it from yesterday, because if you actually notice around yesterday, I've already put out a new stream specifically for the CRS, for this mission, but specifically for the docking and rendezvous to the International Space Station. I've already changed it at around same time as well. But if I don't know what I'm even doing yesterday, because sometimes I do forgot, from time to time. But let me see. Also, we haven't gotten any news about Spectrum or the Smile Lounge. Yeah, that's the problem actually. About the Smile Lounge, I don't know what. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to proceed with either of these launch. Is even Ariane Space did not give any other updates. So that's also really, really head scratcher at this point. Even Spectrum as well. I don't know what's happening with that launch. If are they going to proceed with the flight number 2 or whatnot? I mean, man, it's been a while since since I streamed that kind of launch. It's like the last time I actually streamed that launch, and it successfully lifted off just a bit before it falls down. It's a one it's a year and a month plus ago, or 2 months plus ago, something like that. Yeah. So, but also at the same time, it's also, I regarded it one of my personal favorite as well. Personal favorite in the history moment. I mean, it felt, but yeah, it's actually still part of my core memory as well. So it's what it is. And yeah, this one, in case you want to see as well, the CLARREO Pathfinder. Oh, yeah, tons of words here. Yeah, so this is the instrumentation, how it looks like, where it's going to be hosted and mounted. This is the CLARREO Pathfinder. Okay, and as you have already know, Pathfinder also stands for sort of like the prototyping, but in real world. So this is what they're bringing in, and possibly they might use this kind of instrumentation on next satellite build, maybe at some point, but we don't know when. But let's see if the mission will be very successful at some point. So this is the instrumentation, and also measurement what they are going to use. Okay, sun, pointed to the sun, pointed to the moon, and also to our back to our planet Earth. So this is what it is going to be. Okay, and yeah, and also I'm going to shorten this as well. Yeah, the STORIE mission for the STP-11 space test program. H11, and of course, if you even hear the name STP, definitely this has some involvement by the DoD, by the US DoD, the Department of Defense, definitely involved in this mission as well. So, and also, if you're very interested, you can also read this as well. Another additional payloads will be the glow bug 2. This one is to study cosmic gamma ray burst, and also other energetic transient events. Okay, about the GRBs, very short GRBs, and also the diadem. I don't know if I pronounce it properly, but it stands for the Diamond Drive for Enhanced Mobility. This one will study how different materials interact with the charged space environment around the International Space Station. And SCARIF or SCARIF, I don't know how, depending on which pronunciation. Okay, sensor to calibrate and analyze radio and interstellar frequencies. Okay, we'll use a multispectral radio frequencies receiver to study RF signals, radio frequency signals from a space-based vantage point. So basically, going to address what they can do in space. They are going to test the bandwidth, sensitivity, flexibility, and also how they are going to do this for the next mission, future mission for the to support experiment evaluation, mission planning, and future research as well, according to here. And the rest of it, okay. Ooh, let me see. Okay. And apparently for this flight, they're going to host this aircraft as well, the RC-135S. This one apparently one of it going to have a black right wing, and apparently specialized sensors as well, to sort of like track ballistic missile flights. So perhaps they are going to use it as the real world practice using the Falcon 9 boost phase. So yeah, some kind of military side. I mean, if you already know about the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, you know it. You know it. That's straight up under the U.S. military jurisdiction. So yeah, practically something to do with that. And this is from yesterday. In case you want to know how the mission weather looks like here. Okay, it's going to be something like this. Okay, so if you're very interested, you can read this. But yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, so looks like this is the hazard slash debris zones. This is the launch trajectory. Okay, so this is the launch, and then eventually payload fairing separation as well, and where it goes globally as well. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, should be something like this. And eventually the debris, the second stage re-entry back to Earth into the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, I don't think I should waste too much time. Let's go to this stream, shall we? Oh yeah, oh yeah. So let's go. Oh yeah. So let's go. Let me adjust this. Oh, oh yeah. All right, here we go.
Representing a total of 20 countries. Of
Okay,
course, just underneath Dragon is
okay.
our second stage,
So
which is
I've already
powered by a
corrected
single
because
Merlin vacuum or
again, this
MVAC
is
engine
NASA
on
live
board.
stream.
With its
T
extended
minus
nozzle and
15 minutes and
optimized
15
design,
seconds into the
MVAC
flight.
drives maximum
I mean,
performance,
before the
producing
flight. Okay,
22,000
get
pounds of
ready
thrust in
in.
the vacuum of space. Below the second stage is the black carbon fiber inner stage, and inside of that is where
Yeah,
the
just in
MVAC
case you want
engine
to
is
know,
located.
the Falcon
The
9
largest portion of the
rocket
rocket is the
is
first stage, which we
essentially
also call the booster.
all the
The first
first
stage
and
supporting
also
today's
second
mission is
stage,
making its
all of it
sixth flight to
are
space, having
powered by the
previously launched
Carolox
KF-1,
propellant, which the
IMAP,
liquid oxygen is the
NROL-77,
oxidizer and
GPS-39,
the
and one Starlink
super
mission.
refined kerosene,
Now, about
the
2.5 minutes into
RP1,
flight, the first
rocket
stage will
propellant one as
separate
the
and make
fuel.
its way back to
So
Earth. Today, the
that's
booster
that.
is headed back to land at Landing Zone 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
And yeah, on the first stage is the
With just about 14.5
powered by
minutes to
the
go, all
9 Merlin
systems on
1D
Falcon 9 and Dragon are
rocket
looking good.
engines as well. But
As we mentioned
just to
earlier,
give
weather
you a little
continues to
bit
be a watch item
slide
heading
in the
into launch
nutshell,
today, and we are still
it's
tracking
go
50% favorable
is
conditions for
a
our T0
an
liftoff
open
time.
cycle gas
Our
gener
teams have been monitoring
open
several
cycle
weather
gas
concerns, specifically the cumulus
cycle
cloud
rocket
rule and
engines,
the
okay,
anvil cloud rule.
which
We're also
some
tracking
small
surface
portion of
electric
the
fields and the flight due
propellant of
precipitation
the liquid
constraint.
oxygen
These
and
rules
also
altogether exist to prevent a rocket from
super
triggering or
refined kerosene,
flying through a
some
lightning
of it will
strike.
be burned
As I mentioned a few minutes ago, that storm you can
to
see on your
move the
screen is
turbine
currently
running
violating the cumulus cloud rule.
to the
So if we aren't able
40,000
to launch
plus
today, our backup opportunity is
rotational
Friday, May
per minute,
15th at 6:05
40,000
p.m.
plus
Eastern.
RPM. Okay, and then
While the
eventually
countdown continues, let's hand it back
some
to
of this
Joseph in
propellant will
Houston.
be
Joseph?
some of the small portion propellant will not be
Thank you very much, Ronnie.
burned
And
inside
continuing
will not
scientific
be burned
discovery
back
is
inside
enabled
the
by missions like today. And as you
combustion
mentioned,
chamber,
the
but
Dragon is carrying
instead
over
it's going to be
6,000
expelled out
pounds of cargo,
from
including
its own
critical and scientific
separate
hardware and samples.
exhaust.
The science
So
aboard Dragon represents
so
months, and in some
basically that's
cases,
the
years of preparations by
so
dedicated
basically that's
scientists
the
and
gas generator
engineers.
cycle in
And
the
let's take a
nutshell.
look at some of the
Yeah.
highlights of what's inside
And
Dragon today. Now,
also
some of
the
these
same
research
can be said with
investigations
the
include
second
ODYSSEY,
stage,
the
but second
ODYSSEY
stage will be
investigation will
much more
evaluate how well
optimized for
Earth-based
the
microgravity
um
simulators recreate
how do I say?
space conditions.
And also
Researchers will examine
the second
bacterial
stage will be
behavior in
optimized
space
specifically
and
for the
compare the
space
results to
environment.
experiments conducted in
So
microgravity
basically,
simulators
it's
that
going
are
to be
done
it.
here on Earth. Another highlighted
With the
investigation
lengthened
flying
and
aboard
widened
Dragon today is
nozzle of
STORIE.
the
The
second
story
stage.
of STORIE
So
is an
that basically
instrument that
that's going to
monitors
be it in
charged
the
particles
nutshell.
in orbit around the Earth.
Yeah.
These particles
And also
respond
for
to
the
space
space
weather and can
environment, the
impact
reason
human
is also
assets
is
like
that
power
because
grids and
the
satellites.
Earth
STORIE could help
atmosphere
researchers gain knowledge to better predict and respond to these
no
changes.
longer influences the
Another
rocket exhaust flame
investigation is
to be inside
Laplace,
the
and the Laplace study
rocket
is the
nozzle.
movement and collision
That's
of
basically
dust
going to
particles in
cause
microgravity to
uh,
better understand particle
a
motion
good
in
amount of
space.
loss of the
Other
thrust
atmospheres, researchers
efficiency
hope
and
to learn
effectiveness.
more
So
about Earth's
basically, that's the
origins and
reason why
provide
I need
fundamental
to expand
understanding of how the
and
planet
also
in
to
our solar
lengthen it
system
up
and
as
beyond
well.
came into existence.
But yeah,
Another key
it's going to
investigation
expand
flying
to
on Dragon
infinity,
today
or in
is
this case,
green
it's
bone.
going to
Now, green
expand
bone
up
observes
until the
how well
rocket
bone cells
exhaust
grow and
already
develop
reaches
on a
its
bonus
limit.
scaffold
So
that is
that's
actually
why it's
made of wood
pretty
in
important as well.
space.
So yeah.
Microgravity results could help researchers improve products that threat
Yeah,
fragile bone
so this is
conditions
the
such as
experiments in case you want to
osteoporosis.
know. All right.
And our last research investigation that we'll highlight today is SPARK. SPARK evaluates how red blood cells and the spleen change in space. Researchers will observe human samples and imagery taken before, during, and after spaceflight to identify ways to protect astronaut health during long-duration space missions. Now, these are just some of the incredible research flying to the International Space Station, and you can find out more at nasa.gov/ISS-science. Now, in addition to this incredible research, this mission is carrying several bulk overwrap bags, or bobs as we like to call them, delivering a mix of standard crew-specific and shelf-stable fresh food items to support crew health and morale while they are on orbit for the Expedition 74 crew.
Yeah, you can
These
see
items
there.
include standard and crew-requested items. That includes taco kits, chocolate, cereals, along with fresh foods such as apples, tomatoes, and baby carrots. And as we get closer to liftoff, let's check back in with our colleagues in Hawthorne. Ronnie?
Thanks so much, Joseph. So coming up in just about 5 minutes, we're going to watch the support structure next to the vehicle, known as the strongback or the transporter erector, start to pull away from the rocket. The TE, which you have the great view of on your screen right now, is used for a couple different things. We use it to both roll Falcon 9 out to the launch pad and then raise it into its vertical position. It stays connected through the final seconds of the launch countdown. At about 4 minutes and 17 seconds, we'll be looking for the clamp arms around the top of stage 2 to begin opening and pulling away from the vehicle. That's what allows us to pressurize the tanks onboard Falcon 9 so that it can stand freely. Then we'll see the transporter erector lean back just a little bit in preparation for liftoff.
Okay, so
Here
still
you can
ready
see
in,
those
you can
clamp
see.
arms just above the American flag on your screen right there. And the
This is
transporter
how
erector
it
is now
looks
on the
like.
right-hand
So
side of
a
Falcon
little bit
9.
different in comparison to the typical payload framing.
As we
Okay, T
mentioned earlier,
minus 10
today's mission
minutes.
does have an instantaneous
Okay,
launch window,
so
and
we
we
are
have
still
one
getting ready.
exact second when Falcon 9 must lift off to properly target the space station. That's different from many satellite missions, where the launch window can last several minutes or even hours, as the spacecraft can adjust its orbit after launch. The International Space Station travels around Earth at more than 17,000 miles per hour, completing an orbit roughly every 90 minutes. And today we are launching Dragon at a precise time to be able to catch it. And if a helpful way to think about this is throwing a dart at another dart that's already moving. Falcon 9 has to place Dragon into the orbital plane at an exact time so that Dragon naturally lines up with the station over the next several orbits.
Yeah, so you can see on the typical rocket launchers, usually there's going to be several hours to several
With that in mind,
few
we'll
of
keep an eye
minutes
on the
of
countdown
the
as we approach 9 minutes to go.
um,
But with that, let's check back in with Joseph in Houston.
of the launch
Joseph?
window. But however, you need to remember that because of the
Thank you very much, Ronnie.
because
And
it
as we
needs
continue
to
to monitor both the weather and the countdown, it's
precisely,
running
how
to
do I say?
exactly 9
It
minutes
needs
to
to
go
precisely
until
goes
liftoff
into
of
the
NASA's
International
SpaceX
Space
T4
Station, so
commercial resupply
they cannot
services
change
mission.
the time
I
anymore. So
mentioned
if
earlier
the
that the
rocket engines
expedition at 74 crew on board the
on the
International
first stage
Station
booster
currently
decided
is
to
ready
just
to receive
automatically
Dragon and
shut
deploy.
down
They're
just
going through
before
procedures
few
and
seconds before
preparations ahead of what would be a docking
before
time
fully
early
liftoff
tomorrow
from this
morning, and then it will
launch
be
pad.
about a
So
12-hour phasing
they have
period for
to
this
choose
cargo
back again
mission
for
to arrive to the
tomorrow. So
orbiting
basically, that's
laboratory.
how
So let's go ahead and
they
take a
are
look
going to
at
do
who
it.
is on
But
board aboard the
hopefully,
station
hopefully
and who will be receiving this
all of it
critical
is good.
scientific hardware and
And
cargo.
yeah, let's
Well, for
see
Expedition
again.
74, that features NASA astronauts Chris Williams, Jessica Meir, and Jack Hathaway.
So
Chris Williams, he would
let's
arrive on
hear
station
again.
last Thanksgiving, November 27th, 2025, as a part of Soyuz MS-28 with the
Yeah,
ground
this
station
one currently
directors
the
Sergei
lineup
Kasparichkov
for the
and Sergei
Expedition
Mikheyev. For
74.
Jessica
So
Meir and Jack
look at that
Hathaway, they would arrive on station
and
back on
watch
February
for
13th
yourself.
of this year on
Yeah.
Dragon Freedom. And they were joined by ESA astronaut, or European Space Agency astronaut, Sophie Adno, and Roscosmos cosmonaut, Andrei Fedayev. Now, together, all 7 of them will be excited and anxiously awaiting the arrival of the Dragon spacecraft, which, as I mentioned, is scheduled for docking pending liftoff today, docking for early tomorrow morning at 7:35 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, we'll have all the coverage for you as Dragon makes its approach to the orbiting laboratory. And on tap to monitor Dragon as it makes its approach to the International Space Station will be NASA astronaut Jack Hathaway and ESA astronaut Sophie Adno. So they'll be on track monitoring from the cupola, the window to the world aboard the International Space Station, as Dragon makes its approach and eventual docking to deliver over 6,500 pounds of total cargo, and the pressurized with packaging about 4,701 pounds, and some unpressurized payloads in the trunk of Dragon at 1,799 pounds.
T
Now, we
minus 7
highlighted some of the
minutes
crew food
before the
options
launch.
that are going on board, and some of the science
Okay, so
investigations.
the
For
Merlin
science,
rocket engines on the
1,834
first stage
pounds are
and
making its
also
way to the
second
International
stage, I
Space
believe
Station
as
for
well,
supplies
has
load more
already
than
started
1,300
the
pounds.
chilling
Also,
process,
spacewalk equipment,
basically
vehicle
cooling
hardware,
down the
and
rocket
computer
engines to the
resources are
appropriate
all part
temperature so
of
that
this critical
when the
mission
rocket
to
engines
the
finally
orbiting
ignite,
laboratory.
it's not
Now,
going
as
to
we get closer and closer
melt the
to
rocket
T-minus
engines.
0, we're 6
And
minutes
yeah,
and
you
40
need to
seconds
remember
in and
that
counting. I'll make my way back
most,
over
if
to
not
Hafthor
all, of the
and Ronnie as we
rocket
walk
engines
through the next critical
fueled by
milestones
the
and fueling of
using the
this
liquid
Falcon 9
fuel,
rocket for
usually it's
Dragon
going to
on
use
top.
the regenerative cooling cycle. So the basic
Thanks so much, Joseph.
regenerative cooling,
Phase
but
1
technically
RP1 load
cycle.
is complete.
Okay, stage 1,
There's
the
confirmation from Mission
uh,
Control that we have finished loading RP1 on
yeah.
board Falcon 9.
So the first
RP1
stage
stands
has
for
already,
Rocket Propellant 1,
yeah,
which is a highly refined type of
I
kerosene.
let them explain. Yeah.
Once we're fully loaded, just before liftoff, Falcon 9 will have about 1 million pounds of fuel on board, including that RP-1 and liquid oxygen, which you'll hear called out over the nets as LOX.
Yeah, for the
We're still
RP1,
just about a
usually
minute and a half
usually
away from keeping an
they
eye
will
open for those
cool
coolant
it
bottles to
down. They
open up
uses
around
the
stage 2.
subchill
That's one of the next major
subchill
visual
propellant version.
milestones that
Usually
you'll
they cool it
see
down
as
to
we follow
negative
along in the countdown.
27 negative 27.33
Those clamp arms are
degrees
significant
Celsius
because they help
or
to
34
stabilize the
degrees
rockets during
Celsius, something like
fueling.
that.
They also
So
prevent movement
so
in
yeah,
high winds.
that
So once they're
one
open,
actually
the
can
rocket is
give
fully free
20%
at the top. We're also going to be
more
listening for that
propellant mass.
confirmation from Mission Control that
And
Falcon 9
also,
has been
yeah,
pressurized.
speaking about the
That's what
propellant
enables
mass,
it to stand
also
freely
technically
and to let those
20%
clamp arms open up.
more thrust as well, because uh, because why not? I guess.
We
But
are, of course,
anyhow,
continuing to monitor the weather around Space Launch Complex 40.
oh, so here is the view of the Cape Canaveral right now, and at T
We
minus
are still tracking the
5
cumulus
minutes.
cloud rule right now, but we are expecting it to clear as we get closer to
Falcon 9 tanks are pressing for the start of Stromback retract.
our
Okay.
T0 time. And there we heard confirmation
Dragon is in terminal count and is on internal power.
Okay, the Falcon 9 has
a couple
already
good
gone
call outs
into
from
the
Mission Control there. We are
terminal
both
count and
pressurizing
also
for
on
Stromback
internal
retract,
power,
which we
which
were just
means it's
talking
no
about,
longer
and Dragon
relying
is
on
onboard
the
internal power.
ground
Also hear the
equipment
call out
to
that
power
Falcon
itself
9 is
up
on
as
its
well.
internal power at about
And
T minus 60 seconds. At that point, the vehicle will have fully taken over the countdown.
Lower has started.
And there's confirmation
okay.
the Strongback is beginning to retract.
Oh, okay. Okay, my mistake.
We might
It's
get a
still
shot of
on
those
the
clamp
way,
arms
but
opening
not
up
yet
around
on
the
the
rocket
internal
here in
power.
just a second.
Internal
All
power
told, that
only
maneuver,
happens
here we
around
go,
T
takes
minus
about
60
15
minutes.
seconds for them to
Sorry,
fully
60
open.
seconds. T minus
And
1
then
minute,
at this
which
point,
will
the
be
Strongback is able
which
to recline
the
just about 2 degrees
Falcon 9
away from
onboard
Falcon 9 to give it room for liftoff.
rocket computer will finally take over the job to do the
And again,
final
now that those clamp arms are
pre-checklist
fully open,
up until
the vehicle is
up
standing
until the
fully
completion
free at the top.
of the launch as well. So it's
The
going to be
launch
it.
tower Strongback will begin moving away from
Okay,
Falcon 9
so get
so
ready
that it
for
can
the
stand
strong
freely
back
before
retract
liftoff.
here.
It'll actually throw back to a full 45 degrees away
Okay,
from Falcon 9,
nice.
right at that T0 time, to give the rocket a little bit of extra room.
Okay,
Joseph, how's the
so
range looking?
looks like the strong back retract has already begun.
Thank you, Ronnie, and that's great you asked. The launch range is
Okay,
green and ready to support today's launch. We see
nice,
some great news
nice.
there as we're now inside 3.5 minutes away from launch.
So yeah, for
Again, we
this whole
continue to
mission,
monitor the weather. If for some reason we
it
do
should
not launch
properly
today, we have that backup
concluded
opportunity we've been
at
talking
least
about, which will be on
until the
Friday, May
separation
15th
would
at
be
6:05 p.m. Eastern Time.
the separation
Now, coming up here
from
in just
the
about 10 seconds or so, we're
separation
going to
and
hear about
deployment of
the stage
the
one liquid oxygen loading
Cargo Dragon
complete, and that'll
should
mean that
occur
everything is
less
starting
than
to
10
fill
minutes
up and
after
get
the
ready to
launch.
go
Will be
ahead of
9
today's
minutes
launch.
plus into the launch.
Stage
Yeah,
1,
something like that.
LOX load is complete.
Okay, stage 1, lock slot has already complete. Liquid
Perfect
oxygen
timing
has
there as you
already
heard over the
fully
countdown
completed
net.
as well.
Confirmation of that stage one liquid oxygen loading has been
Okay,
completed,
and
and
then
this
get
tank
ready
should
for
be
the
finished
second
up about a
stage
minute later from
for
now.
the liquid
These tanks
oxygen
are
as
also
well
pressurized
to
with
be fully
helium,
completed as
and
well.
that helium is
Let's
chilled
see.
also, so it stays compatible with the cryogenic plumbing during flight, and that pressurization helps force propellant into the engines as the tanks empty.
And yeah,
Now, in these
speaking about
last
the
few
subchill
moments, Falcon 9
propellant
performed
for
the
the
final health checks on its primary
RP1,
communications and
technically they can
avionics.
just use the cooling
And
from
now we
the
enter with 2.5
liquid
minutes to go.
oxygen.
The
Just maybe
TAVCA
slightly
checkouts
just heated
or
up the
thrust
cooling, and
vector
they
control
already can
actuators
get
are
the
underway.
subchill
And this is referred
version
to
of
as
it.
the engine
I mean
giggle or
the
wiggle
sub-cooled
test.
version of it.
And this is when
How's
SpaceX
about that?
removes the nozzles ever so
That's like
slightly to
it.
make
Nice,
sure
is
that the
it?
guidance hardware is
Okay,
acceptable
and this
before
is it.
flight.
What you're looking
SpaceX
right now.
does the same checkouts on the first
Get
stage engines,
ready.
and that happens
T
just
minus
seconds
2
before
minutes.
ignition. Now we need
Mark.
Stage
about
2,
T minus 2
approach
minutes.
is
2
complete.
minutes
And in
before
case you want
liftoff.
to know why we use the
And
word
that was
T
exactly what I was about to
minus,
say. We
is
were
that
ready for that
T
stage 2
actually
liquid
stands for
oxygen load
terminal,
complete.
or
And at the time of
full
liftoff, again, some
in its full
216
name
miles
it will
above
be
Earth
terminal
in the
countdown,
International Space Station
while for
orbiting
the
and ready
L
to receive
usually
cargo.
stands
And we
for
are currently
launch.
going to be off the coast
But
of
usually
Newfoundland.
these days we
Now,
just
Dragon is in
interchangeably
ILS.
seconds, we'll hear about the
yeah, but nowadays we just interchangeably
auto
just
and
use
gas
the word
closeouts.
of the
And those gas closeouts
T
are for
minus and also
preventing
L
the closing
minus,
out of gaseous
but
systems like
T
topping off the
minus are
tanks
much
and
more
sealing all
popular
the
in
vents to
comparison to
maintain pressure.
L minus, so why not? Yeah, sorry.
And you've also may have noticed those
Yeah,
white clouds that are billowing around the rocket right now. That is the
yeah,
liquid oxygen as it warms slightly
yeah,
inside the tanks. Some of it
yeah,
will
and
ooze off,
now
and that gas
goes
gets
off. They
vented to
basically
manage
it's a
pressure.
little bit
And when the
venting and also to do some kind of ventilation as well. No, not ventilation. What I'm saying, pressurization. Okay, T minus 1 minute mark. 1 minute, 60
Falcon
seconds.
9 has entered startup.
Okay, Falcon 9
Alright,
has
confirmation we
already
were waiting
start
for
its
that
on
Falcon
on
9
Countdown.
onboard
and
computer
Dragon are in startup
computer
mode. At this
for
point,
the
our onboard flight
guidance
computers
as
have
well.
taken over the countdown.
T minus
Just inside
45.
of T minus 2
Launch
seconds, the
director.
9 Merlin 1D engines on the Falcon 9 first stage will ignite. Once they're at full power, Falcon 9 will lift
Okay,
off the
launch
pad and begin its
director
climb
should
to
have
orbit.
already given command if it's going to lift off or not. Let's listen in.
You're listening in
T
for the
minus
final
30
go
seconds.
from
Hold. We
Okay.
are no-go due to violations of launch weather rules.
Oh no.
The launch auto sequence has been aborted.
Okay, launch auto sequence has already aboard. So weather constraint
Unfortunately,
as well.
just as we were
Oh
listening for
no.
our launch director
Oh
to call go for
no.
launch, instead we heard a hold
Oh,
called out over
oh
the nets due to
no.
weather. We were tracking some weather concerns at the start of our countdown today. So now let's
Oh
listen in for
no.
any additional information about the hold from our team.
Oh no. So looks like they need to cycle this back. I don't know how many another days from now, or maybe not, or maybe tomorrow. But I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Let's see. Let's see. Let's listen in for another additional information. Okay, it sets back to T minus 15 minutes apparently. Let's see. Let's see. And let's listen in for
If you've been
any
following
next call.
along today, you know that we are supporting NASA's commercial resupply
Yeah.
services mission to the International Space Station, and that we had a hold called at about T minus 28 seconds for weather. Weather can be tricky to work around, and sometimes the forecast just isn't in our favor. But hopefully the weather clears up in time for our next launch opportunity, which is Friday, May 15th at 6:05 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to check out our website
Oh,
and X account
yeah,
for further
Starship.
updates. Thanks for tuning
No,
in,
it's
and we'll
crap
see you soon.
again. It's crap again, Starship. Oh no, it's crap again. Okay. Well, Starship is what it is, but well, well, yeah. But however, I hope it's okay for now. But it just gave me more opportunity to get myself more rest. But yeah, Starship. I hope third time's the charm. But looking at the weather constraint, especially from what I can gather around last time, it would have been, even if it's delayed again for tomorrow, probability to violate this again would be 10%. Oh no. But I don't know. Maybe something will change again. I hope so. I hope so, Starship. Oh man. But it is what it is, I guess. So, but yeah. Yeah, Starship. It is what it is. That's at the times a charm. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, looks like we have the weather related scrap here. Weather abort, right? Launch abort due to the unfavorable weather constraint, mostly related to the cumulus cloud here. Okay, but otherwise, all of it actually is good. Just the cloud is the problem. In case you want to know how do I say how the cumulus cloud looks like, okay, it should have been should have been something like this. Yeah, just in case you want to know. Should have been, oh no, what am I even doing? Should have been something like this. This one is the low level cloud. Low level cloud around less than around less than 9,000 feet, or around 2,000 plus meters. Okay, so I mean, this is not good, especially if it's going to the phase of the flight. And also for the cumulus cloud, if you want to know, it also depending on how it's going to look. Okay, let's hope this is best. Yeah, I hope so. I hope this is not AI generated stuff, but yeah, but this is how it looks like. There's actually three stages here. The cumulus humilis, this is the first one. The cumulus mediocris, and finally cumulus congestus. So yeah, congestus as well. You can see these three. It depends on how severe, but I think it's so severe it forms this kind of cumulus congestus, I believe so. So yeah, something you see, especially if it's ready to rain or whatnot. Okay, but not really. This is more like clear weather, apparently, from what I can tell. Clear weather for or pleasant, but but apparently also it can develop into giant cumulonimbus clouds, basically thunderstorm clouds. So that's why they don't want to launch it, because it's going to be tons of problem for the for any rocket launches, especially for the Falcon 9 if it launches directly to that cloud. Okay, who knows what's going to happen if it's going to be it. So yeah, in case you want to know how cumulonimbus looks like, it's going to be something like this, where it's developed into the thunderstorm cloud. But yeah, this is basically in the nutshell. But just for your information, I'm not a meteorologist, so I'm just only can explain what I know so far. But I believe it is what it is. This is the best I can come up with my knowledge here. And yeah, it's been a while since I got very intrigued about this kind of topic, and also part of the reason why I got very interested on science as well, especially with the not really textbook, it's more like the science magazine, something like that. Yeah, that's how I got very interested with science in the first place. And for the space flight, that's a little bit later on. Okay, I do get some kind of early exposure with space shuttle, but not seriously going into it until around some points in my teenagehood. Yeah. So but it is what it is. Okay, so that's unfortunate, but we are going to wait for another moment. So yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching. Unfortunately, the launch for today practically got scrapped due to the weather related constraint. Okay, but it is what it is. That's pretty normal. And yeah, hopefully third time's a charm, as Starship says here. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and I guess take care. Yeah, because who knows what's going to be another launch next as well. Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyhow, okay. But anyhow, it's going to be around this time on Saturday. And it's my place, okay? Saturday on 16 May 2026 at 6:05 a.m. here, local time, universal time coordinate. We are practically in Borneo. We are practically 8 hours ahead of the universal time coordinate. So yeah, looks like I need to do this kind of stuff, but fortunately it's not yet the time I'm going to church. Yeah, it's not the time I'm going to church yet, so I can try stream this one. So yeah, the time's the charm. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, I almost cringe. I almost tried to go myself a little bit away to cringe with bye, something like that. I don't know. I don't know, but next, but two times a charm, and hopefully, do your best, SpaceX and NASA. Do your best. So hopefully we will see that launch soon. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and thank you for sticking around. And I hope you guys and everyone, literally irrespective who you are, will stay tuned for for the next launch opportunity, which will be on that 2 days from now. So less than 48 hours from now. So we are going to see that soon. So thank you so much everybody for watching, and take care. Bye bye, and see you soon. And that's it. We are finished. Nothing else to watch here, right? So yeah, please take give yourself a little bit of break, and and have fun. Just do your day, and stay safe. Bye bye, and take care.